What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Natty Bap.
It's your boy Shabazz.
What's up,
BaptisteBros. What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? Playoffs are set. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow. That's gonna be a great show. But week 18, for most of those is the incentive week. For others is do or die. For others is 1, 2, 3 Cancun. It was a good week, actually. I'm not gonna lie. I was surprised with some of the results, and we're gonna talk about that right now. But man, if we had some good matchups, we had some snooze fest, of course, which is why I'm glad for Red Zone because I wasn't trying to watch all those games, man. So shout out to Red Zone. The last Red Zone of the year was awesome. Um, yeah, but we're gonna talk about. I got some things I gotta get off my chest. Some vindication. I'm pretty sure I don't know if you got some vindication, but I damn sure do. But before all that, drop a like, subscribe if you're new, tell a friend to tell a friend, and let's get right. First of all, Saturday. I'm glad it's the first game. I'm glad it's one. Bro, I did not care about this game at all. I didn't care. Bro, our starters sat and our second string people, they showed why they were second string folks. Jadavion Clowney got paid, love that. Van Noy got paid, love that. Tyler Huntley did not perform. That's it. He held the ball. He held the ball for way too long on a lot of occasions. Right now, Steelers make the playoffs. Congratulations, you guys from that came from the brink. And Mike Tomlin did his magic. He did his. I ain't gonna say voodoo magic. I ain't gonna say that, but he did something. He did coach his ass off. And Mason Rudolph. He didn't do much, but he got. It's like one play a game for him where he takes it, he gets it to either Deontay or George Pickens, and then they do the rest. And that's what happened. It happened with the freaking. It didn't happen. Like Najee had against the Bengals. It happened with Pickens. He took like a 5-yard slant to the crib. Then against Seattle, it was more like Najee and Jalen Warren. This game was Najee was running like a mini Derrick Henry out there. And like 100 yards, like he was cooking, like he was just like pounding and pounding, like 8 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards. He was getting positive gains every single time. And then they have one busted coverage to Deontay Johnson, and that kind of pretty much won the game. And then their defense held it down. TJ Watt leads the league in sacks again. Wouldn't be my pick for defensive player of the year. More like Myles Garrett is more my pick. But if you go, I wouldn't be mad with TJ Watt winning as well. He got hurt in this game, which impacts tomorrow's results with the Steelers versus the Bills. Because I truly believe that if TJ Watt was playing, I would surprisingly, because it's fuck AFC North, I would call the upset. I would have called the upset. Because the brand of football that Pittsburgh plays is exactly what Buffalo cannot play. They don't want to play that. They rather play a team like a Kansas City or Miami, where you can soften them up. Bullies don't like to get bullied. And that's the kind of team that the AFC North, the Browns, Ravens, and Steelers, that's what they all represent. So without TJ Watt, they're kind of pretty much toast. It might be close because Josh Allen's going to make mistakes. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But that's a tough blow. But they made it to the playoffs after everyone was saying fire Tomlin and all that. But after they fired Canada, that was like the dark cloud I was looking for that organization. Now, realistically, all you need is a quarterback. They're a quarterback away. And for us, we rested. I hated the decision, but I respected it. I'd rather play like a series or two, at least a quarter, maybe a half, and then set out. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not coaching, so obviously I don't know. So that's what happens.
I don't have much to say about this game either. I mean, it was nice to see players getting paid for their incentives. Like you already mentioned, Jadavion Clowney, Calvin Noy, TJ Watt. He lead in third straight season, but
third straight
third straight over leading the league in sacks. That's impressive as hell. Like we'll talk about tomorrow the preview. Of course, it would have been a hella different story if TJ Watt was playing, but there's nothing much to glean for this. Steelers, they wanted it more. I will say this though, the run game, like the weather conditions dictated it to be a run game, but Najee Harris and Jalen Warren have been like for the last few weeks,
Mm-hmm.
or that win streak. They had to get hot and they had to start winning games. Part of that has been through just running the ball, running, and like Najee Harris, like halfway through the season, I was like, oh, he's a first round bust. He's slow. He can't really do anything. But no, now he's kind of transformed into like a thumper, and he's been like actually like hitting people, and that's been awesome to see. Ravens first seed, they're chilling in the crib. I don't really have much to say about that one. But yeah, good job, Steelers. You're in the playoffs, 7 seed. We'll see how that goes for sure. Next, we have the Texans making the playoffs. They clinched the playoff spot Saturday night by beating the Colts 23-19. The crazy part about this game, literally the Colts drive down the field, and I believe kick a field goal, if I'm not mistaken. They kick a field goal, and then all of a sudden, okay, cool. CJ Stroud in a de facto playoff game. Like, for all intents and purposes, yeah, it was a field goal. They go down the field, kick a field goal, and all of a sudden, okay, CJ Stroud, what you got? In a de facto playoff game, boom, first play, deep shot, Nico Collins. Like, like that's the type of shit I love. I've been a fan of CJ Stroud. Our older brother are in Elements. He's a big CJ Stroud fan. And it's gonna be like weird to say, but he has that dog in him. He has that moxie. That hey, I'm gonna make plays no matter what. I think it's a two-headed race for Coach of the Year with Kevin Stefanski and D'Amico Ryans. The crazy part is that they play each other on Saturday in a matchup in the playoffs. Um, Colts. The Colts weren't supposed to make it this far. The Colts were supposed to be rebuilding. They were supposed to be. Hey, they just drafted Anthony Richardson. They didn't really have skill guys. Jonathan Taylor was holding out. It was all that compounded together to be just are they actually a good team? So they should be proud. They finished above 500 in a season that they thought would be a rebuilding year. Um, Came down to a couple plays and who makes the plays. Obviously, that 4th-and-1 call, like the guy drops it and then they lose the game. He's gonna be kicking himself at night for probably the rest of his life. Who knows? But I do know the right team won. I'm happy the Texans won, and I'm excited to see CJ Stroud in the playoffs. Like that's something that I'm actually genuinely excited to see. I want to see how he like takes the next up because just like the Colts, the Texans were not supposed to be here. They were a rebuilding team, rookies all over the asshole, first or second years. This like team, the players is trying to play and learn the game. And CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, that's a nice tandem that they have together. And it fuck around and upset the Browns. Who knows? But they're playing with house money. They're chilling. And the Colts they should be like the guy who dropped it should be pissed at himself. But the Colts as a whole should be like, hey, use this as building blocks for next year so you can make an actual run.
They dumb for that because Jonathan Taylor ran for like a buck 80.
That's also yeah.
He was cooking, carving up that Texas sorry defense. And the fact that in the most pivotal time you don't have your best player on the field,
Yeah,
that's inexcusable. I can't excuse that. But I do agree that the right team won. I'd love to see Texans Browns than Colts Browns. But that game, it was like mad long ago. People forget, but like that was a high scoring game. Surprisingly, like that was a game that put Myles Garrett on the map for defense play. He had like I think a safety, a block field goal. He was cooking. He was cooking that game. So that was the game. But like Texans getting they licked back from a couple weeks ago because they played and then the Browns spanked them. Amari Cooper was like 200, but CJ Stroud wasn't playing that game, and so he gets his revenge. I like that storyline versus the Colts, and plus, I like it. I like it a lot. Colts, good season. Unfortunately, You're done. Saints win, but still lose out in the playoffs by beating the Falcons 48-17. 48-17 is nuts. And it should have been 41, but Jameis Winston went rogue there.
I
I
fuck.
want your opinion on that for sure, but hey, man, yeah, guys,
Well,
this
okay.
you were saying it. Hold on, you were saying it though, like during the text message. Like, this should have been the team. You had an easy schedule. This was a team clicking on all cylinders, offense and defense. Like, if this had shown up more consistently, you guys would be in the dance. But yet, coaching, Derek Carr selling a lot of the time, and injuries ruined your season. So you couldn't take advantage. Next year, see ya.
There's a lot I want to talk about. I kind of need to do like a state of the Saints address eventually. Firstly, the Jameis Winston thing. Everyone's like, "Oh, that's not cool. Oh, that's douchebaggy." Da 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 da. I loved it. Saints fans loved it. You have a guy in Jamal Williams who kind of turned into a fullback ish. Like he did all like the little things. Like he every time he ran, it was like 2 yards a carry. So he didn't have that offensive line he had in Detroit. So he couldn't get the goal line touches. Where we have Kamara and Taysom Hill and an actual pass game trying to get to the end zone. So for us to say to Jamal Williams, oh, like bad signing, we try to get a guy a touchdown who worked his ass off. That the whole point is kind of like in college where like the last week, you got guys the senior day, right? Guys who put the work in, scout team, whatever, and they have a chance to play. Yes. Was it douchebaggy to be in victory formation and then, still go score a touchdown? Absolutely. However, if Tyrann Mathieu runs that pick six into the end zone anyway, it's 48-17 regardless. So I'm not upset at them running up the score. I guess I'm more upset about Dennis Allen. That's just as a Saints fan, Dennis Allen has been like the damper of joy. So literally, Saints fans are talking about, oh, fuck Atlanta, the Falcons, all that stuff, right? And when Jameis hands the ball off to Jamal Williams, and everyone's hype about it, literally everybody on Twitter is like, let's go. Yeah, we got Jamal Williams a touchdown, da da da. And then Arthur Smith, as people saw him go crazy, he's like, bullshit, da 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 da. He knew he was gonna get fired. He knew he was gonna get fired for that. But then Dennis Allen goes on the podium and says, hey, my team, I wanted them to take a knee, but my team ignored me, kind of shit. That shows you don't have control of your locker room. That shows that nobody respects you. That shows that you literally have no command. And I was talking to friends about this. I'm trying not to be as long-winded as possible. We have games we gotta talk about. Actually, games we gotta talk about. I'll be short-ish. There's a difference between, and just like in any profession, but more accurately, I'm gonna compete to teachers because I'm a teacher. There's good teachers, and then there's great. You know, coaching is not about X's and O's. Do you know your job? Yes. Dennis Allen, Arthur Smith. We brought up Adam Gase one time randomly. The guys who are coaches in the NFL, they know more. They've forgotten more football than I've ever known. They know their shit. And just like teachers, it's not content that they're struggling with. What makes a teacher a great teacher or a bad teacher is how they connect with students. How do they connect with the people that they're supposed to be around all the time? Same thing with coaches. Why is Bill Belichick revered as one of the greatest coaches? Yes, he won games, and yes, he's a defensive mastermind. But how did he get the best out of his players? The respect he has for his guys and the vice versa. Same thing with John Harbaugh, a guy like Mike Tomlin, guys like that, where it doesn't matter the personnel. It don't matter. We're gonna put the best foot forward for our coach. Mike Vrabel just got fired, and Derrick Henry was shocked. He's like, bro, he was one of the greatest coaches I've ever had, and he went to Alabama. He said, yo, Mike Vrabel was an amazing coach. Why the hell did he get fired? So all that to say, it's one of those weird things where Dennis Allen has lost the locker room, but somehow, some way, he still retains his job. And saying again, I have so much to talk about. I might make a separate video just at the Saints address and talk about all that stuff. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not off season. We'll talk about it. But for now, 48-17, this offense is starting to actually click. But you mentioned it, Shabazz, coaching, Derek Carr being inconsistent in injuries. Can't play the injury card because we were pretty much healthy for most of the season. What the game that lost us to playoff, week 3 in Lambeau, we're up 17-0, and we choke a 17-0 lead in the fourth quarter. If we win that game, one, we're 3-0, but we're 10-7. We win the division, and Packers probably still make the playoff. Who knows what will happen? Pardon me. Who knows what would happen in that regard? But Saints would have been a 4 seed hosting Philly. But no, because we lost week 3, a game 17-0. We can't be in the playoff. We can't be in the dance in this high-powered offense that actually started to get cooking. I talked a lot of shit about Derek Carr for the first 7 weeks, but since week 13, so last 5 weeks, he's had 14 touchdowns and 2 picks. He's been cooking, and it's unfortunate that it took so long to get to that point. But man, hey, we're finished above 500. Yes, we had an easy schedule. We had the easiest strength of schedule in the entire league, tied with Atlanta, and we're 9-8 to show for it. So disappointed, yeah. Kind of glad the season's over. That way, I don't have to keep trying to have a false bravado about my team. Because of course, if I was in the playoffs, I'm like, oh, if we were stuck into the 7th seed, oh, we beat Dallas. We beat Dallas at home. Nah, realistically, we probably wouldn't. And realistically, the Packers are probably gonna get smoked by 30. We'll talk about that tomorrow. But Saints' season's over. GG's. We went on a high note. We won the last 4 or 5, but that shouldn't be enough to save Dennis Allen's job. That shouldn't be enough because he's 20, I think 23 or 24 and 46 as a head coach. That is abysmal. That is shameful, and it is what it is. It is what it is. We can go back down, but Bengals end season above 500, but beating the Browns. Browns are resting everybody, literally everybody who mattered. They rested them. First time since the 50s, a division had all 4 teams above 500. So AFC North, man, y'all some hitters. Y'all the best division in football, hands down. I've always said y'all in the NFC West for a few years have been the cream of the crop when it came to that stuff. But yeah, AFC North, hands down this year, best division in football, and I'm proud. I'm proud of y'all. But Bengals, that's kind of one of those things. Where was this all season? They're also inconsistent. They can blame the injury card as well.
Mm-hmm.
But who knows what would have happened? But Joe Burrow was bad when he was healthy anyway. So we would have been great if he was healthy. But who knows? I got nothing really to say. This game was on Red Zone, and
If you're the Browns, you rested who you needed to rest. You're ready for Houston. I hope you lose. If you're Cincinnati, this is T. Higgins' last game. He didn't really do much, but he was there. Next season, you just look for a bounce back. You look for that opportunity to really come back because you need to. Because I think the contract hits for Joe Burrow. No, I'm tweaking. He signed it this season, so he doesn't hit, and then next season it hits, right?
I have no idea.
I'm not a caps guy, whatever. But they need a. He said, his windows until he's retired. But if your money's hitting in as soon as the contract, I don't know what to tell you, brother, because you gotta pay Chase, you gotta pay T, you gotta pay Tyler Boyd, who probably wants to stay. You gotta pay Joe Mixon. You gotta pay Trey Hendrickson. Mad folks you have to pay.
Yeah, 11% of their cap next year is his money.
That's a lot. That's not a lot.
$30 million is on his cap next year.
30 mil, that's a lot of bread. It's a lot of money. Fly to Canada, that costs a lot of money.
Second highest is Trey Hendrickson, but like you said, they probably have to pay they most likely will pay
Chase.
Chase as well. So we'll see.
We'll see how that goes, man. They got the talent to be there, but when you got an injury-prone quarterback, can we say that? Can we have that conversation that he's injury-prone? Like it's kind of hard to fully commit because what you can do on the field is go to go to a Super Bowl, go to a championship game, and then the rest you're hurt. So like when you're there, you're awesome, but can you be there? You pay 250 M's, can you be there when they need you to? Jags, boy, Jags. I had 2 parlays for Jacksonville. It wouldn't have worked anyway because I needed them in the States to make the playoffs, but it didn't happen. Right? Not gonna open up the room again. But that was only for 7 cash. All my bets were used for $7, $5, and 10. It was like. Then I had another bet, $10 to win $40. Calm. I had Chiefs 10 wins, Eagles 10 wins, Ravens 10 wins, Jags 10 wins. And Trevor Lawrence literally fumbled and threw that chance out the window. He threw 2 picks, bad picks. And Jacksonville cannot bounce back. They even got the stop they needed to even have a chance, and then they just couldn't do anything. And it was bad. Today, the Titans fired Vrabel. So they're like, damn, you went out swinging for your coach. I respect it 100%. It might be Derrick Henry's last game as a Titan.
Oh, it definitely is.
Definitely, especially now you fired Vrabel.
Especially a free agent.
Oh, where? Yeah, so you're dub. So you lost out on your cornerstone running back, and you lost out you're the best head coach you guys had in a while. So you have no cap space. You have a somewhat decent rookie quarterback. D Hop. That's all you have. Chiggy. You have Jeffrey. You have some players, but it's kind of hard to wrap your arms around Tennessee, especially when you got Houston, Colts, and Jacksonville all above you. So it's kind of hard to rock with you. And then Jacksonville, you sold. You were 8-3 until you played the gauntlet of the AFC North, and then you just lost every single game, and then you won against Carolina, but that's Carolina. So like it's crazy. So like 8-3 to fall from grace like that is crazy.
Yeah.
And people are starting to have that conversation that Trevor Lawrence is not a guy. And I'm like, I'm not ready to have that yet. He did get hurt. But if he's good enough to play, that doesn't matter. If he's on the field, it doesn't matter. So you can't contribute. Like he had an option to not play, but he said I'm gonna play. And like you can't play. Like his bad play was on him. He was on a heater. I think
before he even got hurt, he was still turning the ball over and being this inconsistent.
Oh yeah. So for me, like it's bad. They gotta really like look in the mirror next year. They got. I think he's eligible for an extension, but are they gonna give it to him? I don't know. Maybe that 2021 draft class is just turning quarterback is just not valid. Maybe he's cursed, but he's the best thing that ever happened to y'all. Y'all relevant now. They'll probably give it another shot. Definitely, if I'm them, I try to get Derrick Henry. They need a change of pace back for Travis, because Travis Etienne, he's good, Haitian brother. You know what I'm saying? He good, but just similar to Tony Pollard, he can't be the lead guy every single down. Like you gotta split those carries. We're moving into an age where you can't have one dominant guy anymore. It's not the days of AP, LaDainian Tomlinson, Steve Jackson. Like it's not those kinds of days. You know what I'm saying? You need 2. You need the Thunder and Lightning. You need a Jalen Warren and a Najee Harris. You need that. You absolutely need that. So they need to get somebody. I would say Derrick Henry. Him with ETN would be crazy. That would be phenomenal. I would love that. And you get to stick it to Tennessee twice a year. So I think that's a good incentive right there if you Derrick Henry. So hey man. They got to lock in next year.
They do. And the sad part, you was right. They beat the Texans. You know, they're 8-3. They basically have the division locked up. They just can't choke, right? And what happens? They lose to Cincinnati. Trevor Lawrence gets hurt that game, right? But they were also like the defense kind of like was bad. Like before that Texans, like it was the Texans game, they were solid. And then ever since then, it was they Jake Browning carved them up. Joe Flacco carved them up. Your Baltimore Ravens carved them up. Fucking Baker Mayfield carved them up. And then yes, Panthers, they got shut out. Fine. But then Derrick Henry had a renaissance. Like if all intents and purposes, this was his last game in Tennessee because he had like a nice emotional like mic at the end of the game in the stadium, like thanking the fans and stuff. So it's like, bro, you had a chance. You just win one game over a 5-week stretch. Well, actually, no, you had to win 2 games over a 5-week stretch, and you couldn't do it. It's a shame. It's terrible, and I'm glad I didn't have that much. I wasn't fiscally involved. I personally was not fiscally involved with Jacksonville, but a team that I was rooting against, the Bucks, they clinched the NFC South by beating Carolina 9-0. Yes, 9-0. Their offense sucked. It was a snooze fest. My friend Corbett, he had 4 TVs. Saints was on the left side. Bucks is up the top. And I'm like, bro, the Panthers driving the ball sometimes. What happens? It's not the stupidest rule in sports because I understand the red zone is sacred and the end zone is sacred. But man, this guy dives to the end zone. DJ Chark, ball, boom, pops out, and then it goes into the end zone. It's for a touchback. It's like, bro, are you shitting me right now? Like, it's just crazy. So, they had another touchdown that got called back for illegal formation. It's like the Panthers were a joke organization, and rooting for them was like watching paint dry, bro. Every time they have a promising drive, every single time, a sack by Bryce Young or anything crazy. The defense held up. The defense did their job, and Baker Mayfield was ass. We call that part. We were just hoping, hey, can Bryce Young take advantage of a suspect Bucks defense? And no, he could not. Bucks win. They host Philly, and we'll talk about the dual not deep breakdown because I don't really care about who wins this game. But 9-0 says all you need to say for the state of the NFC South. The NFC South winner clinched their division with a 9-0 win.
Tough.
Shameful.
I have no qualms, but I will say this, and I'm leaning into it tomorrow. Because it's fuck Philly. Spoiler for tomorrow, one of my picks will be Tampa Bay over Philly. I know. I told my manager today, not yesterday, on Monday. I was like, I didn't. I told her why I didn't like Baker Mayfield. I was like, he was in Cleveland. He was a pompous brat, spoiled, all these commercials. He wasn't humble, but being a journeyman for that year last year, Carolina, then the Rams, and all the bro, he learned how to be humble. You know what I'm saying? Like that just goes to show you like the kind of man that he became. And I can rock with a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not his biggest fan. Let's let that be known. But I, from this point on, will not be saying smoking on that Baker pack. I retracted that. That is no longer there. I think instead of being malicious and being hateful, I'm giving him that grace. Giving him that grace because he's earned it. He's earned it. You win the NFC South. It doesn't really mean much, but their offense against Philly, we're gonna talk about them more tomorrow. But that offense against Philly's trash defense could definitely make it a game, and their defense is stingy. So I'm with it. Let's go Bucks to beat Philly, but then lose to Dallas or San Fran, depending on how it goes. I don't know. I haven't made my final decision yet. haven't made my final. On the other games, I haven't made my final decision. So we're gonna see. But
man.
Jets surprisingly beat Patriots in an ugly snow game. This was Bill. If this was Bill Belichick's last game as a Patriots coach, I would be so tired. I was gonna put Belichick, but I didn't know how to spell it, and I was gonna look it up. I was like, nah, so. Yeah, nah, this game was ass. I did not watch it, did not care for it. Shout out to Brees Hall. He coming for an all pro next year, so he's a man on a mission. I like that. I like it a lot. They were one of the games where it was like 1, 2, 3 Cancun. Like there was nothing to play for. Nothing is just there. It was just there. And it started snowing in New York a little bit. But it was snowing as a bitch up in Boston. I was like, golly. golly. So I don't really care about this game. I think if Patriots want to make a decision, they need to do it now because once March hits, I think March 1st or whatever, that's when the season starts. Like the off season starts. Like all them like free agency and all the other stuff. Like once that happens, because the draft's in April, so it's like you gotta make that decision soon because you need a coach. If Bill Belichick's gonna leave, or you're gonna get Russ, what are you gonna do? Like so many scenarios out there, but you need to make those decisions now, so you can look forward to next season in the future. So yeah, GG's. And then the Jets fucking suck, bro. They win. They were the 6th seed. I say 6th. They were the 6th pick in the draft. Because they won, they're now the 10th. That's nuts. That's crazy. I know they're like, okay, we're glad we won. We ruined the streak. But at what cost? Like, it's one of those, like, damn. Like, now you're the 10th pick in the draft. You're going to lose out on Joe Alt from Notre Dame. And it's going to be like that. Unless he drops, surprisingly. But I doubt he drops.
To answer your question, franchise tag begins February 20th through March 5th, and then from March 11th to 13th, they can like start negotiating with free agents. The calendar year for the NFL starts March 13th.
Okay.
So that's the date you gotta keep in mind for. And schedule and shit that comes out in May, I think.
In May, yeah.
Yeah. But regardless, yeah, that's that. I got nothing else. I really have nothing to say about this game. It sucks. Move on. Lions bounce back by beating Vikings 30-20. They had a chance to get the 2 seed. Realistically, they knew they were going to be the 3 seed, but they still played everybody. Amon-Ra got 1,500 yards. I'm proud of him. But the big story: Sam Laporta spraining his MCL, out indefinitely. That's the risk you run. So like Shabazz was talking about the Ravens. Oh, I wish we would have played some people and never get them rest going. But the counter to that is what happened to Simon Porter. You know, routine catch, tackle, and then boom, out for indefinitely. Who knows? So Dan Campbell liked to play aggressively. Once he went out, and it was crazy. Literally, Sam Porter got hurt, and I think 5 minutes later, the Chiefs rule out Travis Kelce. Like, literally, like in a 5-minute span, because he's like, "Oh, nope, we're good. We're done. We're good." So
bad omens, bad vibes.
bad vibes. Travis Kelce was like 18 yards away from 1,000 too, and they was like, "Oh, nope, we're good." He said, "I'm good too. I'm good. Don't need it." Lions, they got their lick back. They had that taste in the mouth of a freaking Dallas, and they're like, "All right, we had to beat the shit out of the Vikings." But something to keep in mind: that pass defense for Detroit
Trash.
is trash. Literally, Justin Jefferson, he missed 8 games and still hit 1,000. Like this guy, I know you always say he's top 1, not 1, or not top 2, not 2, bro. Bro, Justin Jefferson is a dog. That Lions pass defense got their work cut out for them for the Rams. We're gonna talk about that later on, or at least tomorrow. But man, Detroit, you was a 30 seed. What the hell are you doing, son?
You let it rock, bro. You let it rock. You get some rest. You can prepare for whoever it was. It could have been Packers or it could have been Rams. You prepare for both. Like, what are you doing? So, I think if you're already locked, because I think you said it. If you had won last week against Dallas, then you like, oh yeah, we have a chance.
If they would have beat Dallas, they had an inside track for the 1.
Yeah. So like you like, all right, we're gonna try to see what we make some shake. But yeah, no, you didn't want to do that. So good luck. Justin Jefferson, in terms of him, He's great. He's awesome. I think if they can't get Kirko back, they need somebody because they going this season. They got to pay him. They got to pay him this season, off season. So you want to do that, or he leaves. So or trade him. Fuck it, trade him away. Get him out of there. Something. Hey,
Definitely in first round. Definitely
yeah,
first
oh
round.
yeah, definitely a first round, maybe 2 first round picks, whatever. Like especially if you're like, I want to say it, I would hate it as an AFC, but if you're the Chargers, right, you can draft Brock Bowers. You can definitely do that, or you trade that pick to Minnesota so they can draft a quarterback, and then you get Justin Jefferson. You give him another first round pick or a second next year, whatever. And you do that with Justin Herbert and Justin Jefferson, that would be crazy. And I'll be mad because I just got this one, this Viking jersey. I gotta get the other jersey that he gets. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. I'm hoping he stays. I'm hoping he's like a loyal one and like stays for a while or whatever. But it can easily become a toxic situation real quick, depending on if they don't get him a quarterback because he's too good not to have a quarterback. Too good to not be in the playoffs and too good not to just do anything. He's great statistically in the regular season, but he wants those moments in the playoffs, and he's not gonna get that. Packers lock in the playoffs. We needed them to lose for the Saints. We needed them to lose, but Justin Fields cannot get it done. He couldn't beat the Bears. I mean, he couldn't beat the Packers. Aaron Jones, since he came back, he's had like 3 straight 100-yard games. So offensively, they're clicking. Defensively, they got away with some stuff because it was Chicago. They could be playing Dallas now. They put Dallas. We can talk about the next. They put a casual 38 bomb on. Could have been 40, 44 because a field goal got blocked and they missed. He missed one, so it could have been an easy 45 piece. Calm. So they got potential to blow y'all out. But I do love Jordan Love. I do love the young core that they are having there because it's they don't know what they don't know. And plus, this is your first full year as a starter. Like, you weren't expected to be great. You weren't expected to do anything. And he got 30 touchdown passes, 11 picks. Like, he was a dog this season. He had some shaky moments, of course, but coming back against the Saints 17-0, beating the Chiefs at home. Like, those little things you were doing, those moments.
Lions on Thanksgiving, you know.
Spanking the Lions on Thanksgiving. Like, bro, those little things like that, it matters. And now you're in the playoffs, your first year as a starter, you get those chances to build that callus, build those moments, and you can parlay that to next season and take off. And get yourself some money. So shout out to them. What I called it upset, find out tomorrow. But yeah, Bears, Chicago, tough. I think you gotta do the draft Caleb, trade Justin to Atlanta or Minnesota, and then you rock out. You go from there.
So I don't. There's a lot I can say, but I really like the Bears. But my Bears friends are like already like just it's over. You said the last part you said, yeah, trade draft Caleb, trade Fields is probably gonna happen. They were holding out hope for the longest time of like, man, what if Justin wins? Man, what if Justin Fine taking the leap? You know, the defense got torched. Simple as that. Like more than I think double the yards. Like it was like 420 to like 2 something. Like it was like not even close. It was one of the most dominant 17-9 games I've seen in a while. Like the reason why it wasn't more was because literally at the end of the half they botched the clock. They didn't have any timeouts, and the guy got tackled in bounds, trying to go out of bounds, and he didn't get any forward momentum, so it ran the clock. They had missed the field goal. Like Jordan Love had fumbled, so there was like opportunities. This game could have been like 30-9, like bad. Bears had 3 solid drives, each ended in field goals. What's the commandment? What's the commandments, man?
Touchdown, not field goals.
Not field goals, man. And then like it didn't help that Justin Fields Pardon me. It literally had just DJ Moore as a receiver, and that's it. Like everybody else is hurt or out for some reason. So Chicago, you're on the clock. That's it. That's it. Cowboys clinch NFC East and the 2 seed by destroying the Commanders. At one point, I was like, "Go Commanders, go!" And then Sam Howell became Sam Howell, and then, yep, it was over from there. If Lamar wasn't having such a if he didn't have such a great season, Dak Prescott
Dak Prescott, yeah, I agree.
probably would win MVP. Statistically speaking, it was his best season by far, and Cowboys 2 seed and all that stuff, but just the dominance of Baltimore has been like, yeah, it's kind of like the Steph Curry, the 73-9 Warriors. It's like, oh shit, like damn, like I gotta give Curry the MVP. He's like the engine, he's the engine behind it, right? So, Cowboys, man, they did something I didn't think they would do. They went on the road and smoked somebody, but it's the Commanders at the end of the day. We'll talk about tomorrow. They play Packers. That's all I really got. I got none. There's no real take. Like, there's next few games. There's no real takeaways for it. It's just like, oh, Cowboys won.
Yeah. It's gonna be a quick show today.
It's gonna be a real quick show. In the next couple of weeks, it's gonna be quick shows.
Facts, love it. If you're the Commanders, yeah, low key happy. You understand the direction you need to go. You have the second pick in the draft. So you're either getting Drake May or Jaden Daniels, whoever you want, because realistically, the Bears are going to get killed. Unless they do some dumb shit. And it's not dumb. I love Justin, but you've seen it already. Because then you got to extend him, and that you don't want to do that. Or you put him on a franchise tag, whatever you want to do. But, like, bro, like, you got a chance. I think I said it on my TikTok that I made, like, I think a week and a half ago. I was like, bro, you don't want to be the team that skips on Caleb Williams and then he goes off for the Commanders and has them winning championships. And you're looking at like that could have been us.
Right.
Like you made the mistake before with Mitch Trubisky. You could have had Mahomes. You traded up for Mitch Trubisky when you could have had Patrick Mahomes. Or even Deshaun. But you was like, nah, we like this guy from UNC. Like we like him. Versus the national champion in Deshaun Watson. I digress though. Don't make the mistake again. I think do what's best for both sides. Trade and then have the Commanders. This is what you do because you fired Riverboat Ron. Right? You get Jim Harbaugh or Ben Johnson or hire up Eric B. You draft Drake May or Jaden Daniels. With that offensive staff you have, with the offensive weapons that you have with Scary Terry, Brian Robinson, Curtis Samuel from Brooklyn, like you got mad weapons. You make some shake, you help with the offensive line. You got a lot of cap space too. So you make some shake, make a big transaction somewhere. Thumbs up, facts. And you make something shake because you make a splash. Might not win nothing this year or next year, but you're building towards something. I think that's the best move for them. So shout out to Commanders, man. Shout out to Commanders. Now, I don't really care about this game, but it was interesting to see James Conner.
It was. I'll fix the score for you. It was 21-20.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Yeah, 21-20. Like, they had the lead. Cardinals had the lead, and then the Seahawks just scored up. And I was like, damn, that's tough. And we needed to lose.
They remember the tank.
They remember the tank. They're like, yeah, we could win, but nah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, once the Packers won, because the Packers game finished like 30 minutes before theirs. They're like, oh, Packers won. All right, we don't really have to play for anything anymore.
Right.
So the draft. So
yeah. Four pick. You're gonna get Marvin, keep Kyler. Hey, do some help with the offensive line and some of that defense. Maybe trade Buda Baker away for some draft capital. You retool it, man. Hey, you could be a little competitive in a year or two. We'll see. We'll see. And I love Kyler coming back from the ACL. He did what he was supposed to. Like he showed flashes of his greatness. He still has his legs, and I'm excited to see them next year.
Yeah. Cardinals, James Conner is one of the most underrated running backs in the league.
He's
I
a
love
dog.
that man. I
He's a
love
dog.
that
He's a
man.
dog.
Dude, he was like the last few weeks is running like a madman, like angry runs, angry run king. Um, Another 100-yard game. I think he had 1,000. Yeah, he cracked 1,000 yards rushing again. Like that's like in the turmoil of the Cardinals, like they have something. They have building blocks. Kyler Murray got back healthy. James Conner. They have to get a receiver. Have to. Like that's like that the number 4, literally just Marvin Harrison. Boom. And then see what that offense can do. Defense is good, not great. That's decent, not good. It's one of those like inconsistent Johns. They make plays, but they need more people. Like the Cardinals, they need a few more years until they can get to lock in. But I'm excited for Arizona. But for Seattle, man, just like we thought Geno Smith was the guy. Is he? Probably not. They have the 16th pick in the draft. Are they gonna try to trade up to get Michael Penix or Jaden Daniels or hell, the JJ McCarthy for some reason? Who knows?
Remember how I said DK to the Chargers? That could be a thing. If they trade DK and maybe some draft capital, like actually swap picks to get Justin. Oh,
You really want the Chargers to get a receivers, huh?
Huh?
You just want every trade you do it. Oh,
I want him to get a receiver, man.
Justin Herbert, like we
Yeah,
need.
you know what I'm saying? Justin Herbie. Like, Keenan Allen, he don't got much time left. Mike Will coming over ACL, you know what I'm saying? Johnson looking like a busty. Hey, I don't know, man. You gotta make a splash. You trying to compete with the Chiefs now. Gotta make a little splashy splash. A little splashy splash.
Flash.
Little splashy splash.
Second string Rams, second string Niners. The setup, like we were talking about, potential playoff matchups and the storylines, and we got the Rams, we got the Lions, we got them Sunday night. Woo!
Loki should have been Monday night. I'm not gonna lie. I wish.
I'm glad it's Sunday night. I'm glad it's Sunday night.
Come on, cap off all these great games with Tampa Bay and Philly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But man, I'm hype. Puka the Kua. That's talking. That's a splash. Like the splash. That's what I'm saying. Like he 5th round pick, BYU, Mormon school, but ended up breaking rookie records of receptions and yards. That's the guy right there. He did his shit. Literally, as soon as he got it in the 3rd quarter, Sean McVay said, "Pull him."
Yeah.
They set up a matchup because if they would have lost, the Rams would be going to Dallas, and the Packers would be going to Detroit. So now, because the Rams had won, Rams go to Detroit, Packers go to Dallas, which is actually a compelling matchups for both of those teams. We'll talk again. We'll break it down tomorrow. But man, we're just talking about storylines. Oh, stay right there. Hold on.
Stay right there. Real quick, the Rams, and I rarely agree with Nick Wright, but he said it on his podcast today. They've been the 3rd best team in the NFC since I think their bye week was week 10 or whatever. They're 7-1.
And the only loss came to Baltimore in the park.
The only loss was to us overtime with a freaking miraculous punt return. What, they can beat anybody. So, and they got championship pedigree with Aaron Donald, Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. That big 3, and then you got Puka Nacua being a dog, like you mentioned, bro. I would not be surprised if they made a run. Am I calling it? Find out tomorrow. 8:30. Bro, now I get to talk my shit. Philly. What I said last week, I said it last week. I was like, yo, bro, quotes and memorizing some quotes and, being all motivational, that can't do you much. I love Jalen Hurts as a man. Pause. Very handsome guy, though. Very handsome guy. I love his ethic, his work ethic. I love his mindset. Very mature, very quarterbacky, if you want to say that. He's a guy that I would want in my franchise. As a guy, as a player though, we gonna start that whisper that he's maybe not that good. Because he wasn't good in Alabama. There's a reason why he wasn't a first round pick. There's a reason why Tua had him benched. There's a reason why his one good season out of 3 or out of 4. Yeah, because he came in as a rookie a little bit and did his thing. Then he had his boom. Then he had this season. So his third season, 2 for 3 with not good seasons. Was that second season boom an easy schedule? A blip? Then you got hurt to the Giants. You got spanked by the Giants. And I didn't hear what he said, anything motivational or whatever, but bro, that's not going to mean anything. AJ Brown, bro, I'm so mad that he played. Because now he's hurt. And we don't even know the details of his injury. They might have it out on internet. I might look it up after this. But bro, like, you saw them spanking. I'm pretty sure you're watching the scores. You are score watching. You seeing at halftime, y'all down by a lot. First quarter, you're down by a lot. You're like, all right, this is not our game. Let's get some rest for. You knew it was Tampa, so let's get some rest for Tampa. But no, you were stubborn, Nick Sirianni. You were content with your methods, Nick Sirianni. You saying, oh, we're not going to scheme A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith open, Nick Sirianni. While your defense is playing piss poor from the whole season. Where Natural was saying from week 1 that your defense is going to sell you. And this is why I have Tampa winning. Because your defense is going to sell you and your offense is archaic. All of that is behind your head coach. And Nick Wright said it. And again, I rarely agree with him, but when I do, I do. What is Nick Sirianni's specialty? What is he known for? He's 40-something years old. He is too young to just be a CEO. He's not Bill Belichick in the defensive line, Andy Reid offensive line, Sean McVay, Kyle Shanahan, McDaniel, whatever. He's not a Tomlin who's more defense, but because he was a defensive coach for the Bucs when they won their championship. He's not a John Harbaugh. So what do you do? What's your purpose besides looking like a smug bastard? When you beat the Chiefs, like, you like that motherfucker? Doing the, yeah. Like, bro, you're doing the most right now. You're doing the most for a team that's free falling. You were 10-1. And you lose 4 out of your next 5 games. You're the first team ever to start the season 10-1 and not end up with 12 wins. You had a chance to get the 1 seed, and then you played San Francisco. And ever since you played San Francisco, that just derailed your whole season. You got lucky against Buffalo. You got lucky against Kansas City. You got lucky against Dallas the first time. The second time, they spanked you. You lost to Drew Lock. You should have lost the first time on Christmas to Tyrod. And then you get spanked again by Tyrod and Saquon. You're free falling. What are we doing? Philly, get it together. Because if you're going one and done in the playoffs right after the Super Bowl, like that's just see that's the thing about Super Bowl hangovers now. You don't know when it's gonna happen, but it does happen. It happens to everybody. It happened to the Bengals when they said, "Oh, Burrowhead," and they lost to the Chiefs in the championship game when it mattered the most. So you don't know. Jake Line, Carmen is a bitch. Makes sure that bitch is beautiful, bro. It gonna happen. It's like Sally Mae with the student loans. You don't know what's gonna happen to you, but you know you gotta pay that. Get it together, Philly. Come on, get it together. Colts can't save y'all. Colts can't save you. Keep the main thing the main thing. Just shut the fuck up.
Damn. I got there's nothing else I can say to that. Bravo. I got nothing else to say. Genuinely, I don't. They said everything I need to say. Raiders hold it down for Pierce by beating the Broncos. Smoking the Peyton pack. Yeah. Antonio Pierce, he's already being poached for potentially being the Giants' defensive coordinator.
I would be fired.
That would be fire. He won a Super Bowl with them, go coach with them, But I think he should be the Raiders head coach.
I think so
I
too.
think he should be.
Unless you have a chance to get Jim Harbaugh, then yeah. That'd be
True.
tough.
But at the same time, too, it's like Devontae Adams, like they need a quarterback.
They do need a quarterback.
That's the main concern. They have the 13th pick. What do? Trade up.
Hit the Chargers.
You in this, my man.
Yo, Devontae, where you trying to get yo, Devontae just
You is just that the 5th pick is just open for grabs for everybody.
What do they need? They need Justin Herbert and weapons.
They need Justin Herbert and weapons. A defense. How about a defense that can stop somebody?
Yo, Max Crosby. Yo, what's up? Yo.
So Max Crosby. So wait. So Max Crosby and Devontae Adams for 2 firsts?
No. Say you trade one, you get more picks, right? You trade Max Crosby somewhere else, and then you trade Devontae somewhere else. Wait.
So rebuild.
You retool. That's all right. That's all right.
Whatever. And lastly, before we talk about the AFC East showdown, Chris Jones gets paid. He gets a sack late in the game. It was about like late into the 3rd quarter. Finally got his sack. Did his celebration. That was awesome. It was awesome to see him doing like the money shit, like giving his money. He got, I think, I don't know, like $1.5 million.
$1.25.
$1.25 million because he had more than 10 sacks. Pretty awesome. And obviously, same thing. As soon as he got the sack, he was out. Chiefs, man. I mean, yeah, nobody played, but man, like they scored none of their points came on offense. It was a
Big
fumble. It was a fumble return for a touchdown, and then 2 field goals.
Nuts.
And the Chargers had 4 field goals, so literally no offense was had. So I don't know. Chargers trade your 5th pick for weapons, apparently for Shabazz' sake.
Or you get Brock Bowers and see what someone's sick. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you do that. Do what you want. Yeah. Now. I'm actually glad. I'm glad the result happened the way it happened. Why? Because now we won't see Ravens won't be able to see Buffalo till if they make it to the championship game.
You scared of them?
No. Concerned? Of course. Josh Allen I said it, he can have those high highs where very few can reach, and then those low lows where you like, oh yeah, it's barbecue chicken. Tua sucks. Tyreek lost the offensive player of the year. He lost it to CMC. Done. You're done. Now they can say, oh, but we didn't have Waddle, we didn't have Mostert. Bro, Devon A-Chain is a dog, bro. And you weren't running the ball at all. You kept throwing on first and second down, and you did not even try to run the ball. Buffalo can't get ran on, but you try to be cute and hold down your name of the greatest show on surf. That shit died. We were about to get t-shirts made. That shit died. That's no bueno. But like, bro, it's the little things. I think now you gotta go to Kansas City in 0-degree weather. Good luck. Because you already didn't want to tackle Josh Allen. And Nick Wright said it, and I'm like, again, hey, if he's right, when he's right, he's right. You didn't want to tackle Josh Allen in 60 degrees in Miami. What makes you think you go on tackle Isaiah Pacheco, angry run candidate? That's who he literally runs angry all the time. That's what the name is. He's the namesake for the award. You want to try tackling him in 0 degrees? Good luck with that. Good luck with that. And then even if you win, let's say you beat the Chiefs, which you can. You gotta go back to Baltimore where we spanked you before. So good luck with that, y'all. Good luck with that. Honestly, Buffalo, you pulled off some shell's ass. 4 straight wins. You beat the Cowboys, you beat the Chiefs, and then you held it down. And some good luck on your end with Miami losing. But bro, what do you do with the opportunity? Because in a perfect world, you're gonna have Miami. You're gonna have Miami go to Kansas City and lose to Kansas City. So you're gonna host for the first time Mahomes at Buffalo. Let's say you handle business against Pittsburgh. What do you do with the opportunity? Do you let those demons ride? And then you gotta go to Baltimore in the AFC Championship game. And can you make something shake? Because the media would love to see you win the Super Bowl. I didn't know that was rip. They love you. Media loves y'all. They acting like you the best thing since sliced bread, but you do 2 bad picks in a turnover. Like, bro, they only care about the 400 yards that you had of offense, but they don't take a mind of you could have really spanked them again. It could have been 48-20 all over again, but you kept them in the game without that punt return. You don't. It's just a stalemate. That punt return changed the whole momentum of the game in your favor. So you gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, are you happy with what you are, or are you gonna step up and be the team that you can be? Well, I know, right?
You gotta be motivational for
Buffalo Wild Wings, yo, bro. Like, yo, hold it down, son.
Because you don't want to see Kansas City.
Because if they lose to Pittsburgh, then we gotta see Pittsburgh, and I don't want to see Pittsburgh. I hate these motherfuckers, bro. I hate them. So let's go Buffalo for just this week. If y'all lose to Kansas City, I'm with it too. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? I would love it.
Just don't want to see Pittsburgh.
I just don't want to see Pittsburgh. You know, for this week, not really much of a spoiler. Fuck y'all. Hold it down, Buffalo. And if y'all lose to Kansas City, then y'all just can't be Kansas City. And that's the narrative everyone's gonna say. Can't beat them on the road. You can't beat them at home. Like, what we do? Miami, you can't be good teams. We've been saying that the whole season. Like, you can't be good teams. You're washed up. Try to get cute. You can't get cute against you Salt Poppy. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you can't do that, bro.
I said that shit before. You know, just I didn't get my vindication. I mean, we don't need to play the clip. We're gonna play the clip later.
Vindication.
I'm saying, they can't be good teams. They beat Dallas, but they can't also be good teams either. So, you feel me? So who knows? I'm gonna be relatively quick, man. Tua disappointed me. He had a chance to not necessarily win MVP, but go get paid. He's also kind of in that limbo of contracts of Joe Burrow get paid, Justin Herbert got paid, Jalen Hurts got paid, Lamar Jackson got paid, Josh Allen got paid. He's supposed to be next, but who knows what Miami's gonna do? They were thinking about trading him or drafting somebody, getting a free agent last year. Yeah, he had a good season, but he could have a chance to get the 2 seed, win the division for the first time in a minute. But no, you choke. You choke, you choke, you choke. Um, and for Buffalo's sake, somebody said this on Twitter and it was hilarious. Um, Josh Allen will be like, I think Nick Wright said it. It's like whenever he throws the ball, all 156 players, well, all 100 and not 156, 105 players on the like in the stadium are a gasp. It's either gonna be the best play you've ever seen or the worst play you've ever seen. The only thing that can beat Buffalo is Josh Allen. And the only reason they can win games is Josh Allen. I've never seen a quarterback have that much variance in terms of in games. Like this roller coaster out, like your roller coaster Allen was insane for one game, he'll go crazy the next game. But literally in games, it would literally like the first half was bad. First half was bad, and then the second half was okay, but got better towards the fourth quarter. But it's like in games, like it's the walkiness is insane. They host Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh might fuck around and do something stupid, man. Because one thing I will say, they can't stop the run. All the high flying teams like the Miami Dolphins, the Cowboys, they want to throw the ball. Pittsburgh, they say, nah, we don't want to throw. We can't throw. Let's use the run instead of the pass. And let's run, 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 run. My Buffalo's linebackers are hurt, so we'll talk about that tomorrow in terms of recap, or at least predictions for the playoffs. We'll give you each matchup for the wild card. We'll also project, see who would win the Super Bowl as of tomorrow. Short show. See, regular season's over. Regular season's over. It's 18 weeks, man. Fly by.
Yo, next year we come for that money, man.
So for sure.
We come for that bread, man. Now I know what I'm doing. This is my first time doing it. We come for that bread, man. I don't care. Come for that money. That's where it's a famous Amos, man. Come for that money, man.
I'm taking a step back on fantasy. Like I might do like one league or so. Like for like,
I'm retired. I'm done. I'm washed up.
Washed up, retired,
hanging up in the rafters, man. The rafters, man. I'm done, man.
Gave the game all you had.
I'm like Udonis Haslem, man. I played it too long, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm just a survivor guy and sports books. That's it.
Who knows?
Even then, low-key been taking a break on that too for a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll see. But tomorrow.
Prediction 8:30. Super wild card weekend predictions, playoff predictions, all that jazz. I'm excited. This is like my favorite time of the year. Yes, it would have been nice if the Saints was in it. It's always next year for me, but I'm living vicariously through Shabazz. So let's go Baltimore to take it all the way. We'll talk about all of the matchups, all the potential storylines, all the things to look out for, all that jazz tomorrow. Be there, 8:30 for Shabazz. I'm Natty Baps. See you guys 8:30 tomorrow evening, YouTube, Twitch, wherever you get your podcast. And we'll leave you with this from Captain Holt. See y'all tomorrow.